Good evening, I'm Mark Lentz. I live down the street from Corey, across the street from Sarah. We got the East End thing going on. All right, my best day ever took a couple years to develop. When I was in third grade, I started going out for sports. I played flag football. It was a blast. Then I tried out for the third grade elementary basketball team. Now, mind you, I went to Chanceford Elementary. I think there might have been, there might have been 100 kids in that school. So I went out for the Chanceford Elementary basketball team. I got cut. Nobody gets cut from the elementary school basketball team except me. Somebody said, you might want to try wrestling. So I went out for wrestling. Because if I went home, I would have had to do chores. So I'll go out for wrestling. I didn't win any matches that year. Fourth grade, play football, go out for basketball, get cut, go out for wrestling. I didn't win any matches again. Fifth grade, let's do this all again. I get cut from the basketball team. I go out for wrestling, I don't win any matches. It's really starting to suck. So, sixth grade, I didn't bother going out for basketball. I learned that lesson. But I did go out for wrestling. And I still didn't win any matches. My younger brother won matches, which made it suck even more. So I get to seventh grade, and seventh grade was a weird year for me. One report card, I had one of every letter grade. I failed spelling. I followed Thomas Jefferson's advice on spelling. Never trust a man that spells a word only one way. That's me. I could spell words all different kinds of ways. Never right, though. So I go out for seventh grade for wrestling. I'm on the junior high team. Every night of practice, I wrestled 115 pounds in seventh grade. I swear to God, they stuffed me into a 90-pound bag every night. I got my rear end kicked every night. So I was just tired of it. So I quit. And the way you quit in seventh grade is you just don't go to practice. So I went home. Second night, I go home. About 6:30, there's a knock on the door. It's the wrestling coach. He wants me to come back. I didn't even know he knew I quit. I mean, seriously, I was by far the worst wrestler on the team. But he wants me to come back, so I do. I mean, I live down in the Brogue. He drove from Redline to the Brogue to get me to come back. So I go out, I go back. He put me in a match one time when I was in seventh grade. I didn't know. The only reason he put the worst kid on the mat is either to collect a forfeit or you're getting fed to the lion. I got fed to the lion. I saw the kid weigh in. He had hair on his chest. The only place I had hair at that time was on my head. Don't make me explain. He had muscles, too. And he used them, and he didn't pin me right away either. He tortured me for a while. So, eighth grade year, I still haven't won any matches, but I went out. And near Christmas, we had a tournament coming up, and I challenged the starter, and I beat him. I'm like, holy crap. Well, it turns out he didn't want to wrestle in the Christmas tournament. He let me beat him. Didn't want to watch his weight. I got thrashed again. But see, something got planted in my head. By the end of the season, I actually did beat him. And my coach said, I'm not going to put you in as a starter. He's a ninth grader. Let him finish the year. I didn't know he had something else in mind for me. He came up to me and he said, hey, in a week, I'm going to take you to a tournament. It was a tournament just for kids who didn't start, the novice tournament. I won my first legitimate match there. Actually, I got to the finals, and the finals were on the next day. I had no idea what this was all about, but it was me and this other kid. He had muscles, and he beat me, but that was all right. I got a trophy. Well, all this, when the day I quit wrestling was the best day ever, because wrestling is the reason that I graduated from high school, graduated from college, that I'm a teacher. It made me the person I am today. And if Bob Schaefer wouldn't have drove from Red Lion to the Brogue, I wouldn't have done these things. Best day ever.